Hello everyone, welcome to Microsoft Flight Sim. I just picked up the Honda Jet, the H Jet as it's officially called, by FlightFX, originally by Marwan Garab, who of course should be credited for most of this work on this aircraft as it is his. He just moved over to the FlightFX team so they could basically market it to be a proper aircraft released on the marketplace at 5 o'clock this afternoon. This is a first impressions video, so I don't know how it's going to go. I haven't looked at this aircraft yet, I've literally just bought it. I'm going to load into one of my local airports, Norwich, and I'm just going to take a look at it. Now, I would start it up on the ramp. Actually, let's try that. Let's follow through the checklist. We'll start it up on the ramp. I'm going to try and cut it as least as possible, cut the video as least as possible. So we're just going to see how this aircraft is. I picked it up off the marketplace for £20 UK 99 pence, which is certainly pretty affordable. And yeah, it's an ultralight business jet, basically. That's all I really know about it. I've never seen this aircraft in real life, so it's going to be an interesting, possibly refreshing first impressions video. Very different to my normal type of content. Something I forgot to show at the start there while we're loading up was how many liveries you got. There must be about 20 different colours you can get this plane in, and here we are. We're loaded in to my local international airport. Okay, we've got some screens coming on already. I'm guessing that's because I left it on my honeycomb panel, and yes, that was why. So let's take a look outside first. Ignoring my choppy mouse there. It looks pretty good. If I go to showcase mode, I have got a controller with me, so we can get up close to the external model. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's fairly nice. We've got a custom ground power unit there, which is already a pretty good thing. Obviously, this has got a very, very unique design with the engines not actually being attached to the fuselage, but being attached right to the wing like that. So that's very interesting. They're very shiny, but a good amount of detail there. I'd say you can kind of see the rivets. I don't know, I'm trying to work out if they're 3D or not. I don't believe they are, but yeah, still looks pretty good. Moving towards the front of the aircraft. Landing gear bay, yeah, I would say that's acceptable. And we're not getting much of a tyre clip, so that's decent. Got some lights on already. I'm guessing that's because of, I don't know, it's just been left on that configuration. Yeah, it looks okay. I mean, for £20 UK, it's kind of what I would expect. It's certainly a very decent external model. Nothing that necessarily stands out, but yeah, it looks good in my opinion anyway. Let's hop inside the cockpit now. Okay, so welcome inside the cockpit. My thought for this first impressions video is to take it for a basic circuit. We're not going to delve too far into it because I'll save that for a review video if I do it. Cockpit looks decent. Very, very, very tiny yoke, I have to say. And I don't think we've got any noises of that, which is a bit of a letdown, because that's kind of what I expect on Microsoft Flight Sim. But let's go up to the checklist, which hopefully has been integrated properly. Well, there is a bummer, my friends. Now, I will just interject into my past self here, because I didn't think there was a checklist. Turns out it's integrated into the aircraft, which I find about 10 minutes later. So there was a bit of me warbling on about how I can't find the checklist and how I don't know how I start it up. And then I kind of go through my own process and start it up. So I'm just going to skip to the bit halfway through startup where I've found the checklist, turned the battery on basically, and go from there, because otherwise you're just going to be watching me troubleshoot how to turn on an aircraft, and it's actually pretty easy. Maybe here. Here it is, missed it. Okay, right, ignore my comment about, it's a bit annoying that we don't have it integrated like that, but I guess because you've got to integrate it into the aircraft, it doesn't really matter. So we click there, and it should pop up on here. So we've got our battery on, we've already done that. Oxygen, I don't know where it is, but if I were to guess, it would be down here. Maybe not. Not there. Maybe down to the left. Oh, we've got our oxygen mask there, but not oxygen. Oh, here it is, I'm blind. Click supply. Okay, pressurization, normal. Yep. Electrical, on. There we go. ELT, I don't know where that is. This is why I prefer to have an integrated checklist of Microsoft Flight Sim, because then it can show you where it is and you kind of learn how to use the aircraft, as opposed to sort of scurrying around with the cockpit. Right, okay, there's the ELT. We've got that set to norm anyway. Nose wheel steering should be norm. Yes, it is. Let me just make sure you can see my mouse. Oh, there you go. You can see my mouse now. So we've got nose wheel steering. We just did that normal. Check down here. It says normal. Landing gear, of course, is down. Alternate gear handle, is that there? No, it's not. Is that down here? Here it is. That's fine. Parking brake should be set. Flaps all the way up. Let's just check and check. I can't see them. I'm not in my little Cessna. I can't look back and see them like I would in the plane I'm learning to fly in. Thrust levers should be cut off. Yes, they are. Speed brake is up, or down even, or up. Let's just check. That's my brake. That's my gear. That's my flaps. They were fine. Okay, the controls were assigned fine. Ice protection normal and off. That was down here. Ice protection normal and it's off. We'll turn that on probably later because we've got some clouds. Fuel panel down there, all normal. Trim panel, was that down there as well? Okay, well we're not going to bother with that because I know trim's fine. Windshield heat panel normal, we just checked it. Pneumatic panel is a very, very centralised aircraft. That's all normal, very, very easy. Trim panel, we've checked that. Glare shield panel, dark, don't know where that is. Glare shield's up here. Are we talking about this one, which is our backup display? I don't know. Whatever, that'll be fine. Oh, good control of that as well. Avionics installation, initialization complete, but we've sorted them out, and yeah, that should be fine. We'll go to our next checklist. It's going to say checklist not finished, but I don't know how to go through it, so maybe it's through this. How do you check it? Well, it's not on touch screen, so that's okay. Okay, we're just going to check it with our eyes. I'm sure I'll figure that out later. Passenger briefing. Well, if you're watching, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. We're already 10 minutes in and I've barely started up, so this is going to be a long video, possibly my longest one yet. I'm going to cut it as least as possible, so if I mess up and repeat myself, that's why. But yeah, should be good. Right, seat belts and seats adjusted, doors closed. We did have a way to check earlier. Is it here? Status up here. Ooh, that's very good. Yeah, looks fine to me. I like everything being centralised like this. That's really cool. Where are we now? I need to go back to my checklists. Home, checklist. There we go. Right, okay. Parking brake set. CAS messages review. I have no clue what I'm reviewing there. Electric volts at 12.5. Where is our volts? It'll be on here surely. Yeah. Okay, well it should be at 25. We're at 25, so that's like, we're 23.5 minimum. We're at 25, so that's fine. Engine start. Selected engine. Press. Okay, let's try it. Oh, okay, our engines were already started up. That's why the buttons were already started up. I did think that. I did say it earlier, but we were following through the checklist, and basically I forgot. Let's try that again. We'll start our right engine. It's definitely starting up. I'm gonna look like such an idiot right now. I just completely forgot they were started. There they go. Definitely starting up. Okay, engine's fine. Engine anti-ice as required. Well, I'm going to turn it on just for the sake of it, because you can never be too sure. We'll start up left engine now. Turn on anti-ice. Did that the wrong way round, but it is what it is. Notice our lights are flashing. I'm not too sure what that's about. I'm guessing it's a conflict with the honeycomb panel. Okay, where are we? External power disconnect. Right, I guess we just turn it off. It was already off, so that's okay. And to disconnect, we're going to go home, aircraft systems, status, no, maybe not. Electrical, maybe? No, that's giving us all that. Oh, this is very, very good. Okay, let's go home. Utilities. What's this about? Initialization, no. I'm scurrying around to how to find out to get rid of the external power, but I guess if worst comes to worst, I'm just going to get rid of it via this. No, not that. with this. Let's get rid of it. Okay, that hasn't done anything because it's internal. Fantastic. Sim options maybe. Sim actions. Because this is how to open our doors. It doesn't really help. Home. Home. Well, I'll cut to the bit where I figure out how to do it, because you guys are literally just watching paint dry at this point. Well, it was easy as that. I just needed to remove my parking brake, so I guess that's just it. Which explains why it took about 8 minutes to find out how to do that, but there we go. So our engines have started now, so there's a few more things to do in the checklist, which has mysteriously disappeared now. Probably because I got rid of it, so let's get that back up. Okay, so there we go, wing anti-ice. Okay, well, this is not the one I want starting engines. External power, flight controls, full and free, so let's check them. And now let's push back, I guess. Is that it? That was relatively seamless, despite the fact I had to look around for everything, which I don't really care about, but it was just a bit of a learning game, but first time flying it, so don't take it as scripture, because I could be completely wrong. I'm probably doing stuff completely wrong. We'll be taking off on runway 27, flying the circuit, seeing how it is. Haven't looked at autopilot, but I guess we can test it out as we go along. Feeling quite old school with this type of video. I feel like I don't do reviews like this enough. Certainly interesting. It's going to be a bit of a pain to edit later, I reckon. But here we go, we're getting pushed back now. I guess while we're at it, while we're being pushed back, we can take a look at everything here. So flight plan, well, we're going to be departing from Echo Golf Sierra Hotel, wrong way, Hotel, there we go. Enter that, and we'll be going Echo Golf Sierra Hotel. And I did it again. I don't know why I did that. I think it's because I'm used to the FMC on the fly-by-wire A320, and it's just like that. So there we go. It's not going to do anything on the map, but it just highlights like that. Maybe if we had a waypoint, let's see what we got. We've got North Deans VOR, so let's do that. We've got, okay, right, there we go. So there we go, it's going to take us straight up there. Maybe we'll fly to that, turn around, and see how that goes. There we go. Right, we're being pushed back now, on our way. So what do I think so far through that laborious startup procedure of basically pressing a few buttons, and it turns out I was already started out. And turns out I was already started up before I even knew it. Well, I think it's very good. Of course it's not perfect, there is a few bugs that I've seen, but most of it seems to be as a result of conflict with my honeycomb panel. We're going to fly out, maybe to the MD VOR, but maybe not, and definitely try takeoff and landing, but of course this is a first impressions video, so I'm probably doing something wrong. Figured that one out, so now we've got our throttles forward. We basically needed to connect them up like that. Did not know that, so there we go. We're now ready to taxi. First impressions. That's just me being an idiot. Okay, now the engines sound more like what I thought they'd sound like, so I'm glad I got that out of the way. I'm sure there's people in the comments that have already commented, you forgot to put your fuel on, but there we go, sorted that one out. We're now ready to go. Oh, look at that power. Now I have got FS realistic running, so any vibrations are as a result of that. I'm not too sure if that up there is part of the aircraft. We're going to crash into this fuel truck, which is now awkwardly decided to go right in front of us. Come on, mate, let's go. Okay, he's not going. Well, I guess we'll go through him. Okay, I'll be nice. I didn't clip my wing through you. Right, there we go. Out of the way of the lorry now. So, yeah, it feels good. Very good taxi dynamics. As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by Mr. BP over there, we've got I don't know, jagged edges up here. I'm not too sure if that's a bug or if that's how the aircraft looks. I guess I'll put a tick or a cross on the screen now, depending if that's meant to be there after I look up a photo of this plane in real life. We're moving at 22 knots now. Now, taxiing's meant to be at a fast walking pace, so I'm not too sure how well I'm doing there. But yeah, nice ground shake, so that's good. It feels like a little private jet. Another lorry to bump into, car this time. Yeah, it's nice. Certainly going to be interesting to see how this takes off. I haven't set up anything takeoff configuration wise in my, not really FMC, but I don't know what you call it really, setup page. So that's going to be a bit of a wild card. I'm sure I'll get a takeoff config warning shouted at me as soon as I put anything above 10% power. Yeah, it feels very nice. It's quite a relaxing plane. I can imagine me flying this into the Alps because I don't need to kind of babysit it all the time. It seems to do a lot of it itself, which is what some people want. Some people also hate that. It's just interesting. Okay, so I cut there to save you about a 5-minute taxi. Welcome to runway 27. We're just going to hold here so I can sort out my lights and of course abide by the law. So I'm not too sure if it's working with my honeycomb panel. I need to find where the lights are managed from. I'm guessing it's going to be in here. Aircraft systems. Electrical. No, okay, that's just showing up on there. System controls. Exterior lights, here we go. This is how you do it. Ooh, very, very interesting. So it seems my honeycomb yoke doesn't have any bearing on any of these at the moment. Ooh, okay. Right, I've got to think now. So we want beacon lights on for when we go onto the runway. If this is like this in real life, well, I can imagine it's easier because it's all touchscreen. But slightly laborious, I have to say. Taxi lights will come off. Come off. Apparently we can't turn them off. Oh, I guess because we're taxiing. Landing lights. Okay, so does it do it all for you? Okay, you have some control. If I just leave them all to normal, does it figure it out for us? Interesting. This is why it's flicking. There we go, normal. Logo lights, okay, well, interesting. Okay, as I said, it seems to be very automated. It's got a taxi check, a takeoff checklist now. There we go. Flaps set for takeoff, trim is set for takeoff. Okay, all good to go. So I'll be departing to the east, and so we'll be departing towards the west initially, coming back round. I want to get a good feel for hand flying the aircraft because that's always very important. And if all goes to plan, hopefully we'll be able to test around with autopilot, and then come back round for a landing. It is ILS capable, obviously. I imagine anyway. I hope. Now I've said that, but I do believe it's ILS capable just from what we've seen. Every aircraft is really ILS capable nowadays. But yes, let's get up in the air. So I'm going to get a takeoff config screamed at me. Or maybe not. Ah, how pleasant. Okay, it needs a bit of rudder control. A bit of rudder to the left. Pretty slow, actually. Pretty slow. Surprisingly. Right, 90 knots. Oh, what's he doing there? And he ruined my takeoff. Ooh. I pulled up a bit too much there, hopefully to get away from that, but that didn't really help. Almost got a stall warning there. Gear up now. Okay, this aircraft flies. I am having to quite vigorous nose down action going on now. Trimming down, trimming down. Wow. Yeah, this is powerful. Constant trimming down. Wow. Right, let's climb to 3,000 feet. We'll stay on 271. This is the bearing I'm heading on now. Keep that climb going. Could go for 15 degrees. Getting some speed, but I'm going to reduce throttle slightly now. This is certainly climbing. Let's help it out a bit more with trim. There we go, 3,000 feet, just like that. Level off. Otherwise I'm going to be over quite significantly. Yeah, okay. Should have leveled off quicker. Right, 271. Let's change towards the north now. Slight descent. Hopefully. We are in the clouds now. Still climbing. This thing is so powerful. There we go. That's more like it. Yeah, wow. It's impressive. It's certainly a very powerful little plane. Right, let's begin our level off now. 3,000 feet. Ooh, we're going very quickly. Pull back that power all the way back. There we go. 3,000 feet north, almost north. Right, let's get some power back in. Wow, yeah, it does require quite, when hand flying, it's just so powerful that I'm fighting with it almost. I'm not complaining, it's good fun. Really good fun, and the clouds probably aren't helping, bearing in mind I can barely see the horizon. Right, okay, let's turn towards the east now. And let's have a bit of a play around with autopilot. So I'm going to climb for this, because I could mess it up. We're going to climb to 3,500. And we've got VNAV, we've got vertical speed. Let's see what that does. Okay, yeah, our flight director is moving up. Flight director is on. Autopilot. Wow. Sorting itself out pretty quickly. I need to sort out heading then, because apparently I've enabled that. There we go, heading, select. There we go, turning towards that. Now of course, notice here this little green arrow says VOR1, so that means if you're in navigation mode, which is basically LNAV, if we're going off what the Airbus is, then that will basically go to the VOR you've tuned. There's something in here, it might be OBS, maybe not. Here it is, active nav, there we go. That would then tune us to the FMS. So the FMS at the moment is basically set towards North Deans. So if I click up here, nav, hopefully that turns us towards North Deans. It's now gone pink on there, really pushing my knowledge here, I can't lie. So yeah, that's going to take us direct to the VOR that is North Deans, which you can see here, distance to go is 20 nautical miles. That's moaning at me saying transponder mode. There's going to be somewhere around here, isn't it? Yeah, I probably haven't set this up right at all. Is what it is. Hopefully that's holding us at 3,500. Yes, it is. Autopilot seems to be working. I know this has been slightly hectic, but I hope you're getting a good feel for the aircraft, because of course many of you will be in exactly the same boat like I am right now, just literally messing around with it. It's really good fun. There isn't auto throttle, so you are still managing your throttle yourself. But yeah, it's a really nice plane, all things considered. Of course, there's a steep learning curve, like with anything, but so far I'm quite impressed. Sounds are awesome, really good sounds. They're probably my favourite bit. I do find that's really important for immersion. Like, I'm literally jetting away. Speed select. What does this do? Maybe there is auto throttle. Maybe I just lied to you blatantly. Might be auto throttle. Let's see. You watch. I'm going to click it and the auto throttle is going to enable, but I don't know. Come on, let's take it. It's good old time. Right. Okay, well I could have done that. Okay, that just changes it to Mac. Is it doing anything? I think that's just my little Logitech setup. But it does seem to be holding pretty well at 223. If I pull my throttle back... Okay, no, I don't think there is auto throttle, it's just whatever that is. There's my knowledge. Look at that though, that is a jet. That is really cool. Well, we're basically right over the airfield now, we should be. Yeah, it's literally just behind us. As it flies direct to North Deans. So we're going to fly to the VOR that is ND, November Delta. And we're going to twist around. I haven't set up an RLS approach, so it's going to be hand flown again. But as I've shown off, autopilot's certainly very capable. Let's give it a bit more speed as well. Of course, working title systems have been integrated really well by the sounds of it. I couldn't differentiate between them both, I'm sure people in the comments will. But so far it's quite an enjoyable aircraft. It's very easy to manage, all things considered. It's very nice. And yeah, certainly the power, I would say, the power in those little engines sets it apart from any other business jet in Microsoft Flight Sim at the moment. But the fact that a lot of the systems are actually shared, because of course they're just Garmin working title systems, means that for those of you on business jets and little private jets, you're going to basically pick it up pretty quickly, in my opinion anyway. I'd love to be playing around with a VNAV curve, that sounds like great fun. Maybe I'll do a full flight in the future with it, but I don't know. Depends how this video goes, I guess. Right, we're 5 miles out of the VOR now. I'm going to turn around right on the coast, because that'll look very pretty. Over at the wonderful seaside town of Great Yarmouth, where I spent many a family holiday in my childhood. Okay, there we go, it's turning us back towards Echo Golf Sierra Hotel now. There's the wind farm off the coast. And once it's turned us around, I'll take control. Got a weather radar, but I don't believe it's working yet because it's not integrated into Microsoft Flight Sim. That might be a lie, I might be completely wrong there, but I'm pretty sure a lie. And that's really annoying me now. Go away. Map. Wonderful. Right, we're going to come back down to 3,000 feet now, and click vertical speed, and that should take us down. Notice the blue little bug there, so at 400 right now, which correlates up there with the annunciator, minus 600, minus 1,000. There we go, beautiful. I prefer to be under cloud cover right now so I can see the runway, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I always do. Alright. Bring it down to 2,000 now. There we go. That's going to give us some good speed. So we're 11 miles out the airfield now. We're a bit low, but I've gone like that just so I can see the runway. Should be getting it on here now. Yes, we do. Wow, those flaps are powerful. Those flaps are powerful. Still can't see anything. It's not going to be a pretty landing, is it, with these clouds? I might be a bit cheeky and get rid of them, just for now. Right, runway in sight. Okay. I'm going to do the good thing now and take control. So, autopilot comes off. Just like so. I have control. Runway in sight. Could have set up an RLS landing there pretty easily, I imagine, if I got to manage the procurement page. If I got to manage the procedure page, but sadly I didn't. Another set of flaps, that's putting us all the way up in the air. That requires a lot of push down. Let's trim down a bit. I'd like a bit more dynamic noises in the cockpit, I believe. Like when I'm trimming, of course, I imagine it's electronic in this aircraft. Well, it is, but I'm not hearing this. I'm definitely not hearing the yoke. Gear can come down now. Landing speed in this is about 120 miles per hour, knots I should say. Oh yeah, you can hear those. I've got an angle of attack indicator there as well, I just noticed that. Coming in high, but it's up on the jet, we can do that. Okay. Can we arm our spoilers? No, they've just been deployed. Ah! Let's get rid of them. That's going to slow us down quickly, and it's put me off course quite considerably as well, but we're fine. Wonderful. So my first landing in the H-Jet by Marwan and FlightFX. Let's see how it goes. I'm so far very impressed with this plane. It's a nice, it's a pleasure to fly, quite frankly. Everything just flows. There's no major bugs that kind of ruin the experience for me. It's of course a lot of the mistakes, a lot of the things I've picked up in this video have been my mistakes. So I guess that's kind of part of it. Happy saying we're high, but I think to be fair we're just right for this plane. Maybe we'll go a bit high there. Cut power now early, but it's okay. First landing, we're going to be floating quite significantly. Bumpy but decent. Off the centre line, but I'll take it. Of course the replay will paint a good picture of that. Let's get to the end of the runway, we'll park up there and I'll talk about it. I could taxi back in, but it's already a 40-minute-ish video, so that would probably be a waste of time. There's FS Realistic in the back. Let's go sit in the cabin actually, because the cabin's pretty impressive. I just hopped in the back of the aircraft in the cabin. We could open a door, to be fair. I might do that later to finish the video off. But let me just talk about it. I do think it's really good. Is it worth £20? Yeah, easily. I think there's been a lot of love at TLC that's been put into this plane. And if this is your thing, then go for it. One thing I would say is that if you're spending a lot on add-ons, and you want to basically budget, then maybe think about it, consider this aircraft, because it is pretty good. But of course it's a different type of flying that might not take everyone's fancy, put it nicely. Clearly there's been a lot of love that's gone into this plane. I can definitely recommend it. There's a few bugs, and yeah, that's about it really. It's a really nice plane. I'm just going to open the doors now to finish this video off, but I'd basically give it a rating, probably 8 out of 10. Get a few of those bugs fixed, it'll be great. Texture's very nice, modelling great, sounds awesome, flight model very very good, system depth great. But aside from that, yeah, that's it really. Just fix those bugs and it'll definitely be a winner. And for £20 it is great value for money, and you can get plenty of enjoyment out of it, I reckon. Cutting fuel off, and there we go. The H-Jet for Microsoft Flight Sim, a wonderful little plane that I can get behind with a few bugs that need to be fixed, but certainly a great flying experience. That's all from me today, folks. I know this has been a very long, very different video, but I hope not only have you got to know me a bit more because you're seeing how I do these kind of things, I hope you got a good feeling for the plane as well. That's been the point, a raw, almost uncut experience, although being honest, I'll probably uncut myself swearing a few times when things haven't gone to plan exactly with this plane anyway. But from me today, I'll see you around. Have a good day. That light flashing is slightly annoying, but I'm sure there's a reason behind it. Maybe it's meant to do it, but I doubt it. Right, there we have it, folks. On that note, goodbye. Thank you to my first class channel members, and also be sure to check out my Amazon affiliate links down below for all the stuff I use to fly, film and edit. I'll see you around, guys. Bye bye.